Welcome to today's Willpower Moment. I'm Dr. James Meschino. Our topic today is absence does not make the heart grow fonder. You know, there used to be this Lay's potato chip commercial when I was younger. And the tagline was, bet you can't eat one, implying that if you ate one, you wouldn't be able to stop. In fact, you'd probably eat the whole bag because that's how good they were. Now, when it comes to swearing off fattening and artery clogging foods, really the best strategy for most people is total abstinence. Most people, including myself, are not really good at true moderation. People talk about everything in moderation. Most people aren't good at that. Now, you can certainly use a small indulgence through the day to avoid eating more highly fattening, tempting foods and artery clogging foods. I've discussed the small indulgence before. Things like, the donut hole, Timbits, crispy minis, these small flavored rice patties, a small biscotti, the top of a muffin, a handful of nuts, a piece of licorice, all within the confines of what's reasonable. So you have to know what your cheat outlets are so you don't feel deprived. You have to have some little cheat foods. But when it comes to foods that really do a lot of damage, like high-fat meats, spare ribs and big steaks and pork chops and chicken wings and high-fat dairy products like cheese, butter, cream, ice cream, and rich pastries, deep-fried snack foods, chocolate bars. The best strategy for most people is total abstinence. You simply decide that these things no longer exist in your world. Now, this approach really takes less mental energy and willpower than trying to use moderation. You see, with moderation, you're constantly having that internal dialogue and debate in your head that can lead to a buildup of anxiety in the moment. Should I eat it? Shouldn't I eat it? I had it Monday, but I was going to have it Friday, and the anxiety builds up. And then you eat the thing just to ease the anxiety because you might be like many people who are like emotional eaters, so you actually eat it just to soothe the anxiety. The truth is that the less we indulge, the less we crave it. Absence only makes the heart grow fonder for a while, and then it doesn't. After a while, you kind of forget about it. You just don't miss it as much. With abstinence, you conserve your energy and willpower because there's no decision to make. There's no self-control to muster. Now, we're all tempted by certain things that we like, but if we decide in advance never to have those things, French fries, chocolate bars, potato chips, spare ribs, and so on, and then it requires no self-control. It actually makes life easier. There's no decision or tormenting to deal with in the moment. Now, to be fair, some people actually do well with moderation when it comes to fattening and artery clogging foods. Most people can't do it well, but some people can. You can spot these people. They remain pretty thin and their blood work is usually quite decent because they limit their portion sizes. They indulge occasionally, not every day. And they move their bodies adequately enough to stay at their ideal weight, even if they're not doing a formal exercise program. They have one square of chocolate every day. Or they order some French fries every week and they only eat half the order. They have a 5-ounce glass of wine once or twice a week. They eat a sliver of a piece of cake from their favorite little pastry shop down the street. For them, the first bite tastes the best, and then they're done with it after another bite or two. They're not compelled to eat the whole bag, the whole bar, the whole serving size. But that's not what most people do. For the rest of us, the first bite leads to the second bite, the third bite, the fourth bite, until we eat the whole chocolate bar, the large serving size of fries, the whole piece of cake, the whole order of chicken wings, the whole bag of chips, 3 to 5 glasses of wine all in one sitting. The first bite makes us want it more. Hence the phrase, bet you can't eat one. The truth is that it's easier to extinguish the first desire than to extinguish the desire once we start the indulgence. That's the point. It's easier to extinguish the first desire, to not even have the first one, than to extinguish the desire once you start into it. So if you're like most people and you're not good at moderation, then admit it and commit to the abstaining approach. In your mind, just decide that certain tempting foods no longer exist in your world anymore and forget about moderation. Go for abstinence. It actually makes life easier and leads to greater success for most people. That's how you get the excess weight off quickly, get your cholesterol down, get your blood sugar under control, and help to get your blood pressure down if it's been elevated, and feel more energized and a greater sense of self-command and well-being. Now, out there in the world, the true moderators often feel like people like me, abstainers, are just too rigid and we need to loosen up a little. But if you're not good at moderation, and most people are not good at it, then abstaining completely from eating the really fattening and artery clogging foods will very likely make you feel more relaxed and at peace with yourself, and make it much easier to succeed with your weight loss and wellness goals today and in the future. So give it some strong consideration. Okay, good luck with your wellness goals, and thanks for watching.